Star Trek Online has announced what is going to be inside the upcoming Prodigy Lockbox, so let's take a look at what's inside. Obviously, the first thing that's going to be coming in this lockbox is going to be the Protostar, the featured ship from Star Trek Prodigy. Now, as of recording this, they have not released an official dev blog for the stats of this ship, but we did get a sneak peek of this on a 10 Forward Weekly from like 2 weeks ago, so you can see my first impressions review of it. That should be popping up above right about now. The next thing in this lockbox is going to be the Protostar Phaser weapons. These are a new type of phaser weapon that is going to be unique to this lockbox, and they'll later on be added to the Infinity lockboxes eventually. But it always takes those forever to reach those at this point. But anyway, these phasers, they'll come in a variety of beams and cannons, obviously, and their proc is going to be what they're calling regenerative phaser emitters. And what it does is it's a chance to return a small amount of energy to any of your subsystems. So by firing one of these, you will have a chance to return a small amount of energy to your weapon, shield, engine, or auxiliary power. A little different than what I was expecting. I was expecting these to be pretty much identical to the Protostar Omnibeam that we got in that new Protostar set a few weeks ago, which those only had a chance to return power to the weapon system. This will have a chance to, or these new weapons will have a chance to buff power to all four of your subsystems, which I'm not super thrilled about, because the weapons power, that would be nice, but the shields, engines, not super great. Aux is kind of helpful at times, but mainly you really want your power going to your weapons on an energy weapon build. They're phasers. What else would you be running besides an energy weapon build? Well, I guess there's a tank build and a deuce side build, which explains why you'd want some variety there. But at the same time, why can't we just get different ones that focus on certain subsystems rather than having to just any random of the four, which just it's. That's the thing about Stowe. You want to focus on one thing at a time, and putting so much RNG into stuff like this, it really hurts their overall performance. So I'm very much more wary of these weapons than I was initially. Plus the Omni from the Protostar set, that one, the proc on that one, that's supposed to stack, and well, again, with this one not being the same thing, that stacking isn't going to be nearly as valuable, because I'd assume it would work in conjunction with these upcoming lockbox phasers, which they apparently won't, I guess, because there's no mention of this proc stacking with either that or even each other. So I guess we'll find out more as they go live, but right now I'm not super impressed. Also in this lockbox, we've got some new duty officers. Now, instead of like a new duty officer pack that has, a bunch of random duty officers inside that have a bunch of their own abilities, we are getting 5 specific duty officers, which come in the form of the main cast of Star Trek Prodigy. So that's Dal, Gwyn, Jenkin Pog, Rocktalk, and Zero. Dal's ability is going to have some kind of effect on fire at will and or attack pattern beta, but Star Trek Online didn't bother to give any specifics about what that might be, so this is an incredibly vague description that really doesn't serve anything, so who knows what that's going to do until this goes live. It could be good, it could be crap, who knows. I'm genuinely hoping it'll be good, because, I mean, for ages now, I've been saying that fire at will really does need a buff, and maybe this could be a step toward that. Who knows? And if we're gonna get a attack pattern beta buff as well, all the better, because attack pattern beta is always nice to have. But yeah, as this is, I have no idea what to say about this one other than, can we please get a better description here, because this is nothing. Anyway, Gwyn's ability is that she will add Watcher robots to Security Team, the ground tactical officer ability. So anytime you use Security Team on a tactical character, you'll have a chance to bring down some additional Watcher robots, which I'll go over those more in a minute, because they are also a kit module in this lockbox. So yeah, you'll bring down some Watcher robots along with Security Team. I imagine this is gonna function just like those Security Team duty officers that already exist that have a chance to add more officers to your Security Team. I imagine this is just going to be, have a chance to add Watcher robots to Security Team. It's pretty simple. It might be decent for a tactical character on the ground. It's hard to say how those will perform currently, but if you're going for the Star Trek Prodigy round Barbie, this could be nice to have. Poor Jenkin Pog here really got the worst of it, because all he does is improve the recharge time and effectiveness of Engineering Team. That's I'm not even going to talk about how bad that is because it's so bad, so we're just going to move on. Rock Talk could be useful for science characters because anytime you use tricorder scans, this stuff has a chance to add seismic agitation field to the tricorder scan, which tricorder scan is an innate ability that comes with science characters. So if you're running science characters and you're looking to spice up your ground build, again, this might be something for you. And Zero just has a chance to improve the effectiveness and the recharge time of evasive maneuvers, which is really weird because that's a captain's ability. Jenkinpog got an engineering buff ability. This is kind of a random smattering of what these guys affect, but I mean, whatever. I mean, Zero's ability could be interesting for adding some extra speed to your build, but at the same time, the emergency con hologram is already a thing, which you can find in the Phoenix Prize store. I can't imagine Zero being better than that duty officer. So again, we'll see. Maybe they go well paired together, but that just seems excessive in my opinion. So yeah. So Gwyn and Rock Talk could be good for tactical and science characters respectively on the ground. Jenkinpog is useless. Zero probably just as useless, but we'll see. And Dal, who knows what he does? Just a buttload of potential right there. Could be really good, could be really not good. We'll find out. Now, if you thought those duty officers were bad, just wait till you hear about these Starship Traits. The first one is called a whole lot of X's, and it's just when your hull is low, your ship will receive a hull heal and shield heal. I'm assuming this is something that'll apply automatically, so once your hull gets to a certain point, you'll get a free hull and shield healed, but again, who knows at what point your hull needs to be, and also who knows how powerful those hull and shield heals are going to be. I imagine they'll scale with whatever your captain skills are going to be, which if you're like me, those aren't going to be high, so this isn't going to be very useful. So yeah, whatever. Heal traits, I don't care. Now, returning to this blog's theme of annoyingly vague, the old razzle-dazzle. When under pressure, your crew comes up with unorthodox methods to temporarily boost systems' effectiveness. What sort of pressure and what sort of boost you receive, there's nothing here. It doesn't say anything, so who knows what you're gonna get here. My guess it would be some sort of buff to any number of your power levels, but again, I have no idea what triggers it other than under pressure. So I guess, Queen starts playing in this trait triggers. I have no idea. Under pressure, then get a power buff under pressure. I guess that's how it works. And the last trait is called Go Fast, which when this one is slotted, it says your ship will become faster and more agile at impulse speed. So I'm guessing that is a buff to speed and turn rate. I'm really hoping that doesn't mean at full impulse. I'm assuming that means, while you're in combat, so just at thruster speeds as well. Additionally, while this is slotted, you will gain a random amount of subsystem power to all your systems for a short time whenever you receive a critical hit in space combat. Now, that second part, really not going to be all that helpful outside of PvP, because that's really when you have to worry about receiving critical hits. PvE, you really don't have to worry about that nearly as much, because it doesn't happen nearly as often, so I wouldn't rely on something like this in a PvE setting. But PvP, maybe it could be. I'm not a PvP expert, so I don't know how useful that could be, but I mean, more speed could be helpful there, and again, it's hard to say how useful this will be without knowledge of how much power you'll be getting from the buff, but I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed this trait doesn't also increase speed and maneuverability in sector space, because for one, it'd be nice to have something new to help out for Tour of the Galaxy runs. It's been a while. And additionally, the trait is called Go Fast, which it would make more sense thematically, because that is Dal's version of Engage, because every captain needs a catchphrase in the new Trek shows, which I'm not opposed to. In fact, it's kind of fun. But at the same time, yeah, that's Dal's version of Engage. So why does it only increase impulse speed? This should also increase warp speed. So yeah, we got two traits that are really unimpressive sounding, and one that's just incredibly vague, but also probably really unimpressive. So I'm not gonna worry about any of these. Next is the kit module Watcher Robots, and these are the things that will beam in with the Gwendala duty officer. So what these do is they're robots, and with the kit module you'll beam in 3 of them. I imagine it'll be a different number for the duty officer, but with the kit you'll beam in 3, and they'll be capable of firing an energy bolt and discharging electric shocks at melee range to stun targets. So it's another pet summon kit module. Stow's already filled with a number of these as it is, but I've always enjoyed that kind of playstyle. I love, beaming in, little automatons like the exocomps or something like this, you know, just something to run around and do my bidding and whatever, which is not a very Starfleet thing to do, but at the same time, it's a gameplay style that I do enjoy, so I'll probably be picking up these just for the sake of testing them. We're also getting a new kit frame, the Protostar Tricorder, which is going to be similar to that Strange New Worlds Tricorder kit frame that we got with the when the Gorn Pilot Raider came out, which was added to the Infinity Lockboxes. With this one, you get the special ability. It's a stronger tricorder scan, which will function separately from the one that science characters get automatically. This one is going to be just have a longer cooldown, however. But yeah, if these also function like the Strange New Worlds ones, they're going to have the same mods, and you're not going to be able to re-engineer them. And so yeah, unless they have like a crap ton of kit performance on them, they're going to be meh. And honestly, I like the Strange New Worlds ones better because the special ability on that one at least gives a crap ton of kit performance to the next kit that you activate, whereas this is just a tricorder scan, which is just a debuff. The last thing in this lockbox is going to be the 2383 Starfleet phaser weapons, which obviously are the Star Trek Prodigy ground weapons. These are going to come in the form of the Protostar Phaser High Density Rifle, which that's going to be these, and the Protostar Phaser Stun Pistol, which that's going to be these. I already don't like it that it only comes in these two variants because I don't like single target weapons. I'm so sick of single target. You know, Stow is so much better optimized for multi-target stuff, which is why that's true on both space and ground. So on ground, this is why I typically like something like wide beam phasers for pistols or multi-beam for rifles. Could be worse, I guess. They could have made this a sniper rifle. I hate sniper rifles. The proc is similar to the space weapons, as you'd expect. They are regenerative phaser emitters, but you don't have power levels on the ground, so instead it will buff the corresponding skills to what you would see on the space weapons. So here you get buffs to weapons proficiency, willpower, kit performance, or personal shield hardness for a short duration. Not a terrible proc, because I mean anything that buffs kit performance is always nice, but again, the RNG nature of that, it could be anything, I'm not super into. But at the same time, I do like the look of the weapons. They do look really nice. So if you're wanting to go for that Star Trek Prodigy ground Barbie, definitely you're probably going to want to pick up these as well. And don't forget, when these go live, there will also be a free Protostar uniform that's going to be available. That'll probably be in the promotions tab of the C-Store. So be sure to check that. So yeah, you can go full ground Barbie for the Prodigy stuff once this goes live. And then there's one last item to go over. These will be available in the low-buy store, and that is the Malinoid Slime Worms, aka the Murph Pets. Now, we got to see a preview of most of these already. These are the alternate color options, so you'll have the original color scheme that Murph is, plus these four. This was the only one that wasn't showing off in the live stream, so this orange one, that one's, this is the first time we're seeing that, but yeah, we've seen these already. Yeah, so we'll have what they're calling the Prodigious Pet, which I'm guessing that's going to be the original Murph color scheme, then the Midnight variant, which I imagine is going to be this one, the one I called Barbenheimer Murph, then the Dusky Pet, which I'm guessing is Goth Murph, Sunburnt, which I guess Murph with the sunburn over here that we're seeing for the first time, and Plasmic Murph, which that's going to be the Slimer-inspired Murph. Now, you'll be able to get these from the low-buy store, but it's just going to be one box, and when you open it, you will get a random Murph pet, so you don't really know which one you're going to get, which, yay, more gambling with the Prodigy stuff, because, yeah, that's just freaking great. I'm just hoping the pets themselves don't bind on pickup, so hopefully we can buy the individual ones that you want on the exchange, so, you know, fingers crossed with that. Otherwise, you're just going to have to try your luck and hope you get the one you want. So yeah, that is everything coming with the Prodigy Lockbox. Yeah, not gonna lie, not super impressed with most of the offerings in this lockbox. The Protostar Phasers, they might be kind of useful. I'm not, super hopeful about that. Some of the duty officers sounded kind of interesting. I'm hopeful that the Dal duty officer ends up being, useful for Fire at Will builds, because you guys know how much I like Fire at Will, but again, not gonna hold my breath. The traits are awful, don't even bother with those. The kit module did sound kind of interesting. I'm probably going to pick that up just for the sake of playing around with it and see how it does. The kit frame, again, not super interesting. Again, no kit frames really ever sound that interesting when you can just pick up the Rising kit module, or the Rising kit frame during the summer event, which is far superior stats-wise compared to pretty much anything you can get anywhere else because you can re-engineer it. And it's even got a really good proc on it, so there's little reason to get anything else because it all just falls so short of that. The ground weapons are okay. I'm not super thrilled about the limited choice options for which kind of weapons they are. You're only getting stun pistols or high density rifles, and that's it. Not super happy with them, but the models look really cool, so yay, ground Barbie. And then there's the Murph Pets. Yeah, not super happy how they're handling that either, but I really shouldn't be surprised because I'm pretty sure they did the same thing with the tardigrade pets a few years ago when they dropped those for Age of Discovery, or a little after Age of Discovery. I forget when those came out, but yeah, they did the same thing there, and they're doing it again. So, what do you guys think? Are you like me and you're just kind of about this, or is there anything in this box that you're excited for? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for notification. If you'd like to further support the channel, you can hit that join button to become a member, or hit the super thanks button, or find the merch store in the video's description. If you're ever shopping on the Epic Games Store, be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does help me out, and I do appreciate that. That is Epic creator code STU1701. Either way, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.